My absentee father wants to reconnect with me after 20 years. The reason why broke my heart. For background, my parents Anna and John met in their late teens and soon had me. 3 years later they had my sister, Maria. When my sister was just 1 year old and I was 3 years old, my parents got separated because my father cheated on my mom with a woman who was over 20 years older than him from what I've been told, and they are still together now. Growing up, my mom never told me or my sister too much about John. I know that both his parents and his sister pretty much disowned him after he cheated on my mom. Anna never got full custody of us after that because she didn't know how, but John still was sending Anna €200 a month for each of us until we turned 18. I soon moved out after turning 18 to live with a friend and in 2021 moved to another country where I still live. After that, I only kept little contact with my mom and almost none with my sister. Fast forward to the 31st of August, on my birthday, I got a call from an unknown number. I picked up and the following conversation followed. Hello? Hi, is this Max? Yes, and who am I speaking to? It's me, John. I'm sorry but I don't think I know you. John who? Your dad John. I'm sorry but why are you calling me after 20 years? There was silence for about an entire minute here. Just checking in. How are you? Just checking in? What's the real reason you called? It's your birthday, right? Yes, it is. Just called to wish you a happy birthday, happy 20th birthday Max. Again, why did you decide to call me now? Don't you have a new family? Yes, I'm married now but I have no other kids other than you and Maria, so I thought we could just talk. At this point, I was in disbelief so I ended the call. I couldn't understand why he decided to call me after 20 years of no contact between us. He tried calling me again but every time I ignored the call. The next day I received a call from my mom. She asked me why I had hung up on him. I asked her if I really needed an explanation for my actions. Her reasoning was that he changed for the better and wanted a son and a daughter again. After a back and forth conversation, I told her it was simply too late. I had no personal connection with this guy because, at the end of the day, that's what he was. Just some guy. I told her she could talk to him all she wanted but I had already made my decision. After I said that I hung up on her too. Both my mom, her side of the family, and also my sister have been blowing up my phone daily. I already blocked some of them. He hurt us badly and everyone decided to forgive him out of nowhere, for no apparent reason. On the other hand, I cannot forgive him. A good father doesn't leave his children for 20 years and then out of nowhere decides that he is entitled to have a relationship with them. Giving him the benefit of the doubt, I get it. Life is what happens to you while you are busy making other plans. Things happen. He could have been thrown some curveballs in life and just didn't know how to deal with them. Wherever he was in life, at the end of the day he had a choice. And he made the decision to cheat on my mom and to not speak to us, like a coward. I put all that aside for a couple of minutes and decided to arrange a Zoom call with my mother and John. I was really nervous because I didn't know what to expect. I wanted an explanation. My current girlfriend decided that she wanted to be next to me during the call. She has been fully supportive of my decision to not forgive John. I started the call and texted my mom to join the call and to tell John to enter. She quickly texted me back and in about 5 minutes she entered the call. Next to her was sitting my sister. Then John entered. There he was. Almost like looking in a mirror. Same facial features, hair color, nose, everything. He said hi. I told him to tell me about what happened. He didn't waste any time telling a very made-up story about how my mother didn't give him any attention after my sister was born and that he was extremely depressed. I knew that John was a piece of garbage, but cheating on his girlfriend and putting the blame on her because she took all her time caring for their newborn and their toddler is the most pathetic excuse I've heard in my life. I told him to cut the BS and then my mother had the audacity to defend this pathetic excuse of a father. My sister sat there quietly. I decided that it wasn't worth trying to get anything out of them so I ended the call early. I just sat there and cried while my girlfriend was comforting me, telling me that I did nothing wrong. Neither my mother nor anyone else tried to call me, but that night my mother sent me a long text message. Max, I want you to know that I don't want anything more to do with you. You've hurt us a lot and decided enough was enough. I no longer have a son. I told every one of our relatives about how rude you were to us and we all agreed to cut all contact with you since you clearly don't need us anymore. You alongside that Chinese pig of a girlfriend can go to hell and I will make sure to have you cut out of the will. Goodbye. I couldn't believe what I just read. I decided that enough was enough and blocked all my family except for some cousins, aunts, and uncles. I will admit I was very sad but I now feel like I did the right thing by cutting contact with all those toxic people. I learned the hard way that family is not about blood. It's about the ones who will be there for you at any time in your life and show you love when you need it the most. 1 month later John called me asking if he could borrow a kidney of mine.